It's Pipi time, Pipi time. Lempicka's never over 'cause it's Pipi time.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Hi, I'm Lauren,
I'm Sarah.
and we
I'm
run the
Lauren.
Pipi memes. Yeah.
Um, you know our guest from Anastasia, the Music Man, Mrs. Claus. It is the lovely Lauren Blackman.
Yeah! Yeah!
That's so funny.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
We're
Yeah.
so happy to have
I
you.
felt like I had to say Lauren right after you said
No,
Lauren.
and you did.
Matt did the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
we have some Matt mentions later too. There's lots of fun stuff coming up.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. So, our first question
Okay.
is one of the only Lempicka themes things we will actually be doing all night. But tell us a little bit about your time with Lempicka and how long you were with the show, etc. We know, but tell
Okay.
our
I
viewers.
was with the show. I tend to say 6 years, which is not correct. I was with the show, I think it was 5.5. And it
Six.
That's close
was,
enough. We can round up.
yeah, right. We rounded up. And I joined right after, so right after Williamstown, I want to say like 3 months, the December after Williamstown, they did a lab, which was only like 3 or 4 months later. And that is when Simone, Amber, and I joined.
Is
Mm.
that when Mary Page joined too?
And that is when Mary Page joined. Sorry, I
Okay.
totally blanked on that. Yes, because she sadly could not join us in La Jolla. And so I
Yeah,
forget
told us
that,
about
yes,
that.
Mary Page was also in that first lab, that 5.5 year family. Yeah, that was my journey. And it changed, I did, wait, how many labs did I do? I did 1, 2, 3 labs. Well, we did 2 labs or workshops, whatever you want to call them. And then we did La Jolla, and then we did another one, which was just principals, but they didn't have a Baroness.
Mm.
And so I played the Baroness in that one. So it was an ensemble. So I went back for that one. And then we had the big one, the famous Broadway.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a long time to be with the show.
It was a very long time. It was a lot of, it, I don't, well, there's nothing to regret about anything. I'm just happy
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
happy it made it. It deserved a place in New York. And really, I'd never been part of a show where we were all friends. And that was real. We all became such good friends and still hung out through, and that's not just cast, that's writers, that's music team, that's everybody, stage management, everybody that had been involved along the way. We all stayed very close. So I remember the first day of rehearsal in New York when you're like so excited for your first day of school. We'd done it so many times by that point that it was like, okay, let's go.
Just hanging out again.
Here we are.
Wow.
But I think that was the biggest heartbreak too, was just that you were finally working with people that really felt like family, a family you'd already built that was already there.
Yeah.
Thought you'd have, our lives get so pulled in every direction as soon as a show is over. So for all of us to be in one place was,
Mm.
and then new people that came in felt like family, and everybody who's ever touched the show has felt like family. So yeah, the heartbreak was, not
Real.
Yeah.
being in the cubby hole anymore.
You guys had like a little closet going.
It was a
I
cubby
mean, there
hole
were
fun.
no other options in that building. Here, fun fact about that building, no one's dressing room is large except the principals, but honestly, there were only three large rooms. The rest, only 3 people got a single. So do you know who they are?
Eden, Amber,
And
and
Amber and
Beth.
mhm.
Yeah.
And Charity, Dr. Charity Wicks.
Oh, and Charity. No, but Charity had to share that room with anybody that walked by, which was everybody, because she was right at the stage and right at the stage door. So poor Charity. She had all sorts of plans for that, but that's actually Christy, when we did Anastasia, Christy's dressing room was the one right off the stage. And the Broadhurst also has no backstage space, none. You sit in the stairwells. And we didn't have a basement to sit in because it had turned into wardrobe. I can't remember what. We had so many costumes in that show
Oh, yeah.
that we had nowhere to sit. And so Christy turned her dressing room into the green room, and she stocked it with candy. I mean, she kind of became famous for this, but people have forgotten. The whole shelf when you walked in was probably 5 shelves, like 4 feet wide, candy all the way. And
Okay,
then
Willy Wonka.
in her fridge was this dip and pita bread and from some Greek place that we ate. She ordered pre-show and everybody just went in there and we had like a party every single show,
Love that.
just eating dip in those.
In those
Oh,
beautiful
sorry, Linda
gowns.
Cho. In those gorgeous, gorgeous
I'm
costumes.
sure your dressers loved that.
Yeah, I don't know. They were pretty cool, I guess. I mean, a lot of the time we were dressed as the Russian revolutionaries. So,
Okay, so like
you know,
let's,
You
browns,
could get
basic
dip on
browns.
that.
our next segment is, can we see your dog?
Your dog.
Oh, yes. First of all, I don't know that you know this. There are 2.
No.
We'll see both if they're available.
Banksy. Cherry, come here. Banksy, come. Well, now Banks is being shy. Okay, this is Cherry.
Hello.
Cherry's the poodle. Oh, now Banks is coming.
I'm jealous now.
Hello.
Oh my
How
goodness.
old?
She is gonna be 12 in February. She's 11.
Oh, wow.
My
And
goodness.
she's like the most long-legged, gorgeous miniature poodle ever. Hang on, I'm gonna put her down. And Banks was in here and she just ran away. Hang on, let me grab her.
I think dogs should
Vote.
Did you guys see the footage of Banks when we were all in La Jolla?
Oh my God, yes. We
We
did a
had
deep dive.
Banks, we had
And
Scampy, we had
and Mary Ann's
Lucy.
dog, right?
Yeah, Lucy.
Lucy.
Lucy, who is not, you know, a lot of dogs are very particular. Lucy is very particular, and she and Banks were little loves. So we were very
Aw.
proud of that moment.
Look at kisses.
Now,
She's
And
how old
how
is
old is
Lucy?
Miss Banks?
Miss Banks is 6.
Oh,
She's turning 7. You're turning 7 in December. That is too soon. She's turning 7. I can't. This was, speaking of Anastasia again, this was my Anastasia baby, and a bunch of us got dogs during Anastasia. That's the blessing of a long run.
Mhm.
That you get dogs.
A lot of us got dogs, and actually her brother is with another cast member from the show.
Aw, do they get to see each other?
No, because I think he moved home. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's still in the city. They saw each other after maybe a year, and his name is Moose, and Moose was like, I always thought from the videos that the breeder sends you that Banks was like the rowdy one because she always had a stick in it. She was always stealing sticks and like chewing them, and Moose was like, fine, take it. And then they met, and Banks was very shy, and Moose kept like dropping the ball at her and like coaxing her into play. And I realized, oh, Moose took care of you the whole time. It was very cute.
So cute.
Very cute.
Cool.
I could talk about her forever. Wait,
Mhm.
wish she just like hopped in my lap like she did the first. She just,
Oh,
can
we
I see your
we can
dog?
fix that in post.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Make sure that that gets in there.
Yeah.
All right, tell me more.
Speaking of this next segment.
Speaking of telling us more, we're
Yeah.
gonna actually ask you to tell us more.
Oh, I'm like, you guys, I just looked at my screen and went, what happened? I told you it's maybe less than 20 times I've ever been on Zoom.
We've
So-
done a little bit of light stalking.
Okay. Oh no.
We
Okay.
went through your Instagram and pulled some images, and we're gonna ask you to tell us more about them.
Okay.
All right, first one.
Oh,
So tell
you
us
went
about this.
way back.
We did.
That's
Oh my
our
God.
job.
This is the tour of Hello Dolly starring Sally Struthers. I was Irene Malloy, and that is Hallie Morris, who was our mini Faye. We would be on the bus and we'd have one-nighters. It was an equity tour where we had one-nighters, which is just tragic. It was actual bus and truck tour, which I felt like, how is this happening? But it was the best group. And you're not allowed to drink in a moving vehicle. So we would stick them in our snow boots, bottles of wine in our snow boots, and we'd call it bootlegging.
Bootlegging.
We were
I
bootlegging
love
across the country. I'm not sure. We must have been sharing it. But I mean, talk about pre-COVID days. That would never
No,
happen.
never.
especially not in a boot.
Youth. Oh, and it was hour 10. Look at that. Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Oof.
You
Okay,
guys,
yeah.
it was like 14-hour drives, sometimes 24-hour drives right into the show.
That's
Mm-mm.
crazy.
And that was a show I wasn't dancing in. And let me tell you, those dancers had the hardest job.
I'm sure to sit there for 14 hours and then get up
Yeah.
and dance. That
Okay,
All right.
next is mustard on your pizza, and I want to know, have you tried it? And
I have not tried it. I don't even remember taking this picture. Oh, we're in Lancaster. Okay, so I know where this is. I was playing Morticia in the Addams Family at the Fulton Theater, and we were at the baseball game, and this guy was sitting in front of me, and we were having hot dogs, and I was just like, is this real? Mustard on your pizza. I never tried it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, I was about to say
Famously,
positive or negative
famously
stuff.
said pizza is almost a hot dog. And so I
Oh,
was,
yeah.
I
Wait, what?
see it. I could see it. It's
Yeah.
bread, it's meat.
Yeah.
You put mustard on it, it's basically a hot dog.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be that bad if you had like a cheese dog. Here's a fun fact. When I went to, speaking of mustard, when I went to Disney World with my sister and my parents. Now my sister is 9 years older than me. And at this point, I think I was 14. And my parents didn't want to pay for food in the park because it was so expensive.
As you do.
Mhm.
And we were so hungry that we would run through the, I don't know, the little restaurants or bodegas between rides and grab mustard packets and just eat the mustard. And it became this thing. And
Your
the
whole
story,
family did it?
nope, just my sister and I. My parents thought we were
Okay.
disgusting.
Well,
Yeah.
Not wrong.
you're not wrong.
Not wrong. And when we went to Disneyland when we were in La Jolla, I made Eden take a picture with me doing the same thing and send it to my sister.
Did you make everyone else try it?
No, I'm not sure I even told anyone else the story. And then my nieces have since done that and sent a picture. So now we've got a little bit of a mustard thing going in the family.
Okay. I'll maybe try it next time
Yeah.
I'm
All
in
right.
Disney.
I mean, if you're hungry and you need a little, I don't know that I recommend it, but it worked.
Our next one.
What is happening here? Okay.
That's our
You tell a
question.
story, and we
I
want
like to tell
know what-
stories.
No.
I just love looking at these hashtags I do. So that is the infamous, the one and only legendary Mary Beth Peel, who's kind of the
Laughing
only
at your
one to see her
story.
face of. I love to tell stories, and they go on and on and on. And I think people are just, I'm not sure if people are laughing at me or if like with me, or if there's
Right.
like an inside thing happening where they're like, here she goes again. She's still going and we haven't heard the point. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening there, though everybody's very kind and stays till the end. And the hashtag COD is about Mary Beth Peel because she is a genius and I think she went to Yale, and we played Trivial Pursuit once when we went away with our friend Janet. And before the question would ever be out, whatever you'd ever hear what the first question or clue was, she'd have the answer, and there's no point playing. But she said the clue was a North Atlantic, and she went cod. And I took a pillow. I was up in a loft, and she was below. I took a pillow and threw it on her face, and I was like, cod? And Janet was like, that is correct. She just, so
Did she
I've
just
since,
memorize all the Trivial Pursuit cards?
no, she's just like one of those brains. North Atlantic cod, it's got to be cod, right? I mean, not even salmon, cod.
Well, are salmon in the North Atlantic?
I have no idea. Let's
No.
not fact check that.
Okay. We'll cut that out.
We can pretend. But anyway, I lovingly, every now and then, will text her cod.
I love that.
Yeah.
No context, just COD.
Our last one.
Finally, this one is important to me.
I bet it is. Crowns and gowns.
Tell us about this.
That is me playing Glinda in The Wizard of Oz, the
Mhm.
original theater production.
Hmm.
I mean, the original, licensed theater production of The Wizard of Oz. And I came down in a bubble, a la Wicked. It
Okay.
was like a round swing, should we call it? There's
Hmm.
Okay.
probably pictures of that too.
We'll look.
Oh yeah.
This was at Maine State Music Theater. I was in all pink, which growing up, I very much disliked the color pink. But
Hmm.
because my hair was black and my skin was very, very white,
Hmm.
costumers loved to put me in pink. And so when I saw this dress, I just had to laugh at the universe bringing it back. And then I found out that my hair was going to be pink. And then they showed up with these stickum things. They
Hmm.
posted, I think they only wanted me to choose one or two to put on my face. But I was like, well, I didn't have much to do. So I went to town almost Lempicka style with that makeup of everything I could do, just sat back there and made that face crazier. And it was very enjoyable. And I gave
Did a
her a
good
really
job.
obnoxious voice.
Do it if you may.
I think I talked like this. Oh, a little bit Nancy Cunard, actually.
A
I was
little
like,
Glenn.
bit.
oh, Dorothy. Or the witch, I don't know. And they never took me down. They just didn't shut it down.
No notes. It was perfect every
No
time.
notes. I think, you know what? Actually, a dear friend, her name is Susan Chella, another Broadway gal. She was the Wicked Witch. And I think she did say to me, I'm going to need you to give me your equity card. You're better. Like, this just too much. I was like, I'm going to do it till I'm told no.
If
Okay.
anyone out there has footage of this production,
Mhm.
please send it our way.
I need to.
I'd be horrified to see it too. I mean, I had a staff, I had a wand that was taller than me. No, it just did lots of things. When you don't have much to do,
Was the rest of the production like this, like kooky bananas, or was it just because you just had this one little part?
no, I think I made her kooky bananas. I think everything else was like pretty on par with
Okay.
what you would expect, and they were all stellar. Just me. I mean, maybe somebody else has done it the same way. I don't think they've had pink hair.
Okay.
So
I think
But it
that's a
is a
fun
nice, I
crossover.
mean, it accentuated the waist.
yeah,
Who
no,
doesn't
this
want
is
a pop of
beautiful.
pink, Lauren, right? I mean, it
Yes.
does wonders for the skin tone.
No,
And I
this
had
is a
just
win.
done, I had left, let's see, it's 2019. So I had left Anastasia. I missed my crown and gown.
I
And
guess
you
so.
had to find it.
That's wonderful. Thank you for telling
Thank
us
you for
about
telling us about.
various things.
I love what you picked. How interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So now we have the meat and potatoes of Lempicka, Lempipi time. And
Okay.
this is the rapid fire round.
Oh,
So
I'm
we're
not
gonna
good at
ask,
that.
it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna ask you a bunch of questions and you'll just answer like top of the head, whatever comes to mind first.
Mhm.
Okay.
Number one, do you wish the mimes from La Jolla made it back to Broadway?
Yes.
Do you have
Do I
a
think they're appropriate? No.
okay. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Halloween candy?
Oh, Snickers, but then Butterfingers, and
Mm.
then Skittles.
Hmm.
Oh, top three, top three. If you had to make us lunch and you had access to a fully stocked kitchen, what would you make us?
Oh, like an Asian chicken salad.
Ooh,
I
and
would
we
do
would
that.
eat that.
That or something with tomatoes. I don't know why, like, have
Okay.
you ever had a tomato sandwich from like the South?
Just tomatoes and
Yeah.
bread?
It's just tomato and mayonnaise. It's new
Mayo.
to me, and white bread. I mean,
A little salt and pepper on there.
that's exactly right.
I will try
Mhm.
anything once.
Um,
This
when
is
you meet another Lauren, do you see them as a threat or a friend?
Oh, friend.
Okay.
okay. Good.
But I'm the better Lauren. Just
Okay.
kidding.
Oh,
I
You
would
know
never.
what? And I believe that.
community or
No, I just
competition?
like, isn't it weird when you hear your own name though? And you're like
Yes.
So
on
weird.
another person?
And because my last name is Schaefer and there's a Schaefer in Sunset Boulevard, and I'm like, stop it.
I played her, Betty Schaefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find that
Mm-mm-mm.
production too.
Okay. What is
Okay.
a chore you've been putting off?
Oh my God. My self tapes.
Real.
Or do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Mm,
and
yes.
they scare me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I say out loud, please don't show yourself, because I can feel them sometimes.
And you're like, this is not for me.
It's not for me. I believe in them, but no,
Okay. Are you dressing up for Halloween?
no, not that I know of.
That's okay.
Me either.
Sad.
Do you think people asking you too many questions in a row is annoying?
No.
Okay,
How would you have conversation?
true.
That's so real. Oh, are you going to see the Wicked movie?
Oh, yes.
Would you consider yourself more of an Elphaba or more of a Glinda?
Oh, so funny. Theater-wise, what I present in a room, Elphaba. Life-wise, Glinda.
Real. I
That's
see
a good
that.
answer. What's your favorite song you've ever sung on a stage?
It's got to be something from Music Man. I think when you grow up dreaming of a show and then you're suddenly doing it on a
Mhm.
stage, it's just like, yeah, it was probably like Light a Rose, that duet in Light a Rose and Dream of Now, that one. I always loved singing that.
What is your favorite song you've never sung on stage?
I don't know. Does this like musical or any song ever?
Any
Any
song.
song.
I don't know. I immediately go to like Sarah Bareilles and like
Mm-hmm.
anything she's ever done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have sung her songs on stage, but um I'm thinking theater world in this answer to these questions, and I'm dying to sing anything of hers.
We're gonna see you in Waitress.
Yes, let's do it.
You heard it here first.
Campaign.
Do you like scary movies?
Recently, this is a recent trend. We just started watching a couple scary movies, though I'm more like psychological thrillers
Mhm.
than
Like a Jordan
like
Peele.
what's that one where she just like do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
You just hear her coming from that thing in her throat.
Oh, I don't know what it's called, but I do know what you're talking about.
It's freaky.
Okay.
what is your favorite fall tradition?
Hot chocolate.
Yeah,
Aw.
chocolate is good.
Immediate hot chocolate. And apple cider, but it's not as accessible as a hot chocolate.
That's
Yeah.
true. Do you have a favorite song to warm up to, either dancing or singing?
Um, I warm up to, it's so funny, this is Music Man again. I warm up to Rebecca Luker's voice.
Oh.
I'll play her. I think she's just so, it's just so, I'm classically trained, so I love singing. I always say if you're a jazz dancer, you don't stop taking ballet. And so
Hmm.
I love just being like pretty with the voice, and then I can go to the more fun places. I will sing Goodnight My Someone because that is one of the hardest songs I've ever sung. And that is actually my favorite moment. That's the one. Going back. I'm not making this very rapid. See, it's
No,
about
It's
me
you
okay.
wanting
are.
to
You're
tell
not
This is,
stories.
either.
yeah.
Okay, so I sing Goodnight My Someone, which is if you can sing that perfectly, if I can sing that perfectly, I'm in good shape to go on with the rest of my day.
Hmm.
Love that. What is your coffee order?
Okay, well now we have an espresso. So it's an
It's,
espresso with oat milk.
yep,
But
way the
before
cheaper.
that, Starbucks triple venti latte with one Splenda. I don't
Hmm.
know
Wow.
anymore, but that was years.
If you could be on any game show, which would you choose? It could be reality, it could be like Amazing
Okay,
Race or like,
there's a new one. It's called The Summit. I want to be on this show. It's I don't know that my body could handle it because I'm so broken in so many places, but
Yeah.
they like have to hike to the summit of a mountain as a team, and then they got to vote people off. So it's that like it's terrible. You guys, they bring this group together to bond and then they destroy it. You have to
are
work together
they
and then you have to go against each other. It's so terrible.
are they
It's not a
trained in
Wheel of
any way?
Fortune. Huh?
Oh, Wheel of Fortune is good. Are they equipped in any, like, are they people who know how to climb mountains or just,
No,
hmm,
no,
I
they
see.
got to support each other and get each other up the mountain. And they
Do
have
they
to
have like
climb, I mean, look it
emergency?
up. They're doing insane things.
Do they have like EMT on standby?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
I could never do it, but I'm also a huge closet fan of that. It's not called Outback, Alone. Huge fan.
Oh, Naked and Afraid, like,
Not Naked and Afraid, but Alone. Naked and Afraid truly terrifies me. Can you
Yeah.
imagine being drunk
No.
somewhere
No.
naked and you're just all your bits flopping around and
And
you're
you're
just running
afraid.
around?
On any given night, would you rather see a ballet or an opera?
Oh, that's so tough. I feel like my answer is ballet, except we've been going to the opera. I've seen almost every opera this season.
Did you see
Wow.
the Janine Tesori one?
I did, Grounded.
Is it wonderful?
It is wonderful. You know what's wonderful about it is that it's just so modern.
Hmm.
It's just the set design and the choreography blew my mind away. Yeah, it was very cool. It was very, I mean, I could never get over that set. I just stared at, they were on, which I know a lot of stages are raked, but this looked so steep that
You were
half the
like, are
time,
your knees okay?
half the time I was just like, they're gonna fall off. They're gone. I
Yeah.
don't know how they're doing this. And she's definitely going down, and we're gonna witness like Spider-Man all over again.
Oh no,
It
not
was
Spider-Man.
yeah.
What's the next? Oh, maybe I know your answer to this, but what is a show that isn't on Broadway anymore that you wish you could have seen?
Well, it's coming back. You know, I wish I could have seen the original Gypsy. Heard
That's
that
a good
overture for
answer.
the very first time. And that is probably the thrill of this revival for me is that we're going to hear that overture again.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. What happened to overtures? It's
I
too much
was just
time.
saying that. Where was I? Oh, Once Upon a Mattress.
It's too much time. That's
It
got to
is.
be
What
it.
happened to mega mixes at the end of a show?
What happened to the Mega Mix? Bye. Mama Mia was the last of those, right? Is there no,
Yeah.
there's probably more after that.
I
Oh,
don't know
6.
when Mamma Mia was. Six does have one.
See, people just want out of the
Yeah.
theater. I'm
Yeah.
not blaming anyone.
Yeah,
When you
I guess
hear
if
a
it's like a
musical's
love
90 minutes,
show.
you're like, yes, I'll go. Even if you
Yeah.
hear it's terrible. Yes, I will go. I will be there. 90
It's
minutes.
true. When people ask me to go to a show, I'll Google the time, and if it's 2.5, I'll like think about it. But if it's 90, I usually just say yes.
Okay, our very last question. Would you say we're best friends now?
Yeah, yes. Duh. Were we not?
Good. Yeah, no, you're right.
We
You're
just had
right.
to make sure.
Were
We were
we
just
not?
nervous.
Now it's official. So
Yeah, we wanted to
Guys,
make
that
sure.
was the longest rapid fire you've ever done.
wait,
Do people
There's
normally go
you.
through that and they're like, bam, 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 question?
It's been
it
like 50-50
depends. Well, we
questions.
have a few more, but these are rapid fire from the people. So we've
Yeah,
asked people
Okay.
if there are any
good questions.
questions.
Yeah. So my mom asks, what was your first concert and how old were you?
Garth Brooks.
It's a
I
good one.
was old, like 17, 16, 17.
Okay.
You guys, I've only been to 4 concerts in my life.
Name
Whoa.
them.
Garth Brooks, Shania Twain,
Work.
Indigo Girls because they came to my college.
Love.
Love it though, love the harmonies. And Melissa Etheridge. Oh my God, if I'm not lining
Listen.
myself up for stuff.
Yeah, this is
And
crazy.
did I go to any? And then it's just like Friends. I don't think I've ever been to other. Oh, I've been to James Taylor. That was
Oh,
amazing.
that's a good one.
So 5, 5. Is that insane?
That is
A
crazy.
little bit.
Lies. Sarah Bareilles, 6. Sorry, got it in there.
Okay. Oof.
So good. Matt Gould asks, who would you say is your favorite gay male zaddy composer?
Oh, Matt Gould. There's this guy named Matt Gould.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of
And
him, but
no, he's first. I have hair envy of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mensa envy. I think Mensas are like extreme geniuses that can do anything.
Mhm.
I believe he is one. Like, I think you could put down a canvas in front of him and he'll just paint you a Lempicka.
I believe
Well, did he
it.
not already? I guess he already did.
He did that a
Yeah,
little
you're
bit.
right.
Yeah. I mean, there's no other gay zaddy out there.
Veronica asks, what was your favorite Halloween costume you wore as a kid?
I was an angel every year, probably just because my mom had no other like. She was like, "Here's the white sheet, and here's the halo made out of tinfoil, and you're off." I remember one year I wanted to just go as whatever I found around the house, and I thought that was really creative. And I just grabbed anything weird and put it on. And I remember people would answer the door and be like,
Who are you?
"And what are you?" I'm not sure you get, I think
Better.
somebody said, "I'm not sure you get candy for this one."
Okay, Lexi asks, what's it like having legs that long?
Oh, they get in the way. No, it's
Yeah.
great. You know, my sister is not as tall as I, and so I will always be, she has other things I don't have. Like breasts. And she, I could never say anything but I love being tall. I used to want to be just an inch shorter, but no.
Just an inch?
Yeah, just I felt like I'm 5'9.5", and I felt like 5'8" is
And a
that
half.
golden, and 5'7", that's like
Yeah, no one's 5'9". What is it? This is from me, actually. What is it about musicals that take place in Russia and then Paris that interests you so much?
yeah. Well, they hire me.
So then what do you think it is about you that makes them put you
I
in Russia?
don't know. You know, I'm malleable. I think I have this good look, I've been told, for period pieces.
I would
Mhm.
believe that, yes.
You know, for Anastasia, it was like the dress. She's got to fit in this dress. And then I got Lempicka while I was doing Anastasia. So I was living that world. We were
That's
doing the workshop
crazy.
at the same time that I was doing the show. And Matt, speaking of favorite daddy, so he would give these rehearsals, first vocal rehearsals, and he would do these oohs or whatever. He always would imitate the sound that he wanted, and it was usually nothing human. And he, I don't know how many times, if he knew that it came out, how many times it came out of his mouth, he would always say, not like Anastasia. We're not, it was never directed at me, but that was his, we're not singing pretty. We're not doing it. And then there was one moment he was like, okay, here's Anastasia.
This is the Anastasia moment.
And then there ended up being 4 of us from Anastasia in the Broadway
Yeah,
play.
Yeah.
yeah,
They just
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it
Anyway,
makes sense because you were in Russia and then
and then
Paris.
Paris. Our next big final question. So we ask our guests from the last episode to ask a question for our next guest. And so Raja asked you a question. This question has a billion parts, actually.
God, it's
Um,
Raja. Of course it does.
yeah,
Pressure.
so I'll just read through all of them and then whichever ones like you
Stick
think you
out
want
to
to
you.
yeah. So he
Okay.
said, when will the revival of Lempicka be? What will it look like? Who will direct it? And who will be on the creative team and who will star in it? But he wants you to choose people who have already been associated with the show.
Okay, so I think it'll be within 20 years.
Great.
Okay.
I think it'll be Matt who's directing it.
Okay.
I like that.
But I somehow see Raja there too.
Yes.
They're gonna rake in the dough. It's gonna be huge. Wait, what were the other parts? Who's gonna
Oh,
star
mhm.
Yeah.
in it? Oh, it's a toss-up between our former Cosettes.
I love
Okay.
that.
It's gonna be Jordan or
Mhm.
Zoe.
I love that idea.
And
As
Eden has
Or
always
that's
said,
just Tammy and Rafaela right
right.
there.
And then they can just like maybe there should be an adult Lempicka, and that should be Eden,
Again.
okay.
right?
We were thinking
As
that
crazy old lady.
as
Yeah.
crazy old lady, it would be like a rotating baroness of
Yeah.
all of the women
Well,
from
that's what we
musicals.
always said. And Eden wants top of the list for that. I want top of the list for that.
I
But
think you deserve top
Will
of the
be
list.
second.
which is
Well,
why if Eden starts and ends the show as
You
older
could be in the
Lempicka,
middle.
I feel
okay,
like
yeah.
we can share this
It'll
power.
be like the Notebook. There's young, middle, and old.
Hey,
Lempicka.
it worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I miss a section of that?
No, I
What
think,
would it
Great
look
what would it
question.
look like? But
Oh, what would it look like?
do you think they would stay true to the OG or?
No, I definitely don't think it would be anything our set wise.
Mm,
Costumes, I don't know. Maybe.
mhm,
I don't know. I have a
Mimes
feeling
would be back.
they're either really gonna lean into this, how everybody, which is like not something that I heard, they'll lean into that 80s thing
mhm.
because it reminded a lot of people of the epic 80s musicals. Or they're just like gonna get super historical with it, maybe. I have no
Ooh.
idea. I have no idea, but I do feel like now that the album's out, I think it's gonna pull a Merrily We Roll Along.
I just in my spit. I was just at the Flint Rep Theater seeing Godspell. and I wore this hat which has my Lempicka pin on it,
Yeah,
and one of
love
the
it.
actors was like, Lempicka, and he was like, he asked if the show was as good as the soundtrack, and I was like, yeah. So
You know what?
we got people out here in Flint who are Lempicka fans.
I love that. I ran into, speaking of the opera, I ran in, and Anastasia and all the things, I ran into Stephen Flaherty and at the opera, and he said he saw the show, and he, who I find one of the greatest writers of our time, could not get over the orchestrations.
They're
Mhm.
gorgeous.
Just kept saying it. He was like, those orchestrations, they're some of the best I've heard. He just could not get over it. And I just thought, of course the music man's gonna go to the music brain. And I just thought, what a compliment. I should tell Matt that.
Names, please.
Reviewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one that I think about all the time, and it was he was like, a song about a bracelet, really? And I was like, are you the stupidest person on the world? Have you
That is a
never
very
heard
good
of a
song.
metaphor? Have you, like, there are plenty of other songs and other musicals that are stupid.
Yeah. No, that's
And you're
not one
like,
of them. I disagree.
no,
I honestly could not read all those things down, but that doesn't feel constructive.
no. What do you
Oh,
mean a song about a bracelet? Have you ever tried to think a little harder in your life?
It's also like if we were still making jazz standards out of musical songs, that's it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't tell me Frank wouldn't be singing that. Just
Ooh.
imagine that
Yeah.
though. Like whipping his microphone in the corner around me. That's hysterical.
Other project that we are really wanting to do, but it probably won't ever happen, is a show at like Green Room or 54
Oh,
Below
yes.
or whatever, a night of 1,000 woman ises, and it's just everyone sings woman is.
In their own way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a
So
long night.
it would,
I mean, just think of the first note alone. Like just
so
everybody's
maybe,
entrance alone. It'd be like you get 8 bars, then they'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
That's a great
bars.
idea. Everyone
That's a
gets
better way
8
to do
bars.
it.
Yeah. What fun, besties.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on and goofing with us.
Of course. Thanks for the rapid fire. I'll never get over it. Someday
Yay.
I want to do a real rapid fire where
Okay.
I'm not allowed to talk.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Where it's like 2-word answers.
We're gonna have you
Okay.
back on, and it's gonna
Great.
be you're gonna have a word count. Final thing is, do you have anything you want to plug or tell people where to find you or what you're doing?
I have no idea. I have nothing to plug, you guys.
That's okay.
I have nothing to plug.
That's fine.
You know
No,
what?
that's so real.
I just got out of a little foot surgery, fixing a little hammer toe. So I'm taking some time off. So send me good vibes.
Sending them all.
Like I've got nothing coming. So anybody else, let's go see shows. Let's go support our friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manifest for me that I get lots more concerts. That's what I love to do.
Okay.
Concert work.
Okay.
Lots more concert work in the in between.
Love it. We're manifesting.
Yeah. All right, friends.
Great.
All right, goodbye from the pink room, besties.
Goodbye.
Look at me looking, how do I sign out?
Mwah.
I'm walking out the door. Bye.
Okay, bye.